episode of Pain for Purpose. Come on. I'm your host, Jesse Thompson. Grateful to be back, happy to be back. Enjoy talking, enjoy letting my thoughts out, my ideas, what works for me, what doesn't work for me. A little bit of everything, what's going on, right? How's everybody else doing out there? Are you reading some books? Are you journaling? Are you checking in with yourself? Are you giving yourself some gratitude, some grace, some love? Where are you at? You giving the high five challenge, the smile challenge, telling your family you love them, telling your coworkers you appreciate them? Life's good. There's so much to be grateful for. There's so much abundance, so much perspective that we can change and we can look at differently in order to grow. And for me, the last couple days, I just got done doing a 24-hour fast. Well, really, it was a 30-hour fast, 32 hours. But the idea of fasting has been on my mind for, a couple months now. And part of where I'm being led is to grow deeper into my faith, deeper into my spirituality. Looking inward for answers. Not so much externally anymore, but really challenging my mind, my heart, my soul, and just seeking what's within. And so I said, that the idea of doing a 24-hour fast, it's one of those things that I've kicked around for a while, never really pulled the trigger. Well, I've been listening to Jay Shetty's Audible book, Live Like a Monk. Love the idea, love the concepts, love the teachings. My wife jokes with me that she's like, you really want to become a monk. Because I just enjoy that type of mindfulness, that type of awareness, that level of deepness, of looking within, of mixing faith with spirituality, with a level that's connected to your soul, to energy, to source, and to really try to honor the voice within and who we are meant to be. But that's that book. It's a great book. But when I was in the gym this morning, when I was in the gym the other day, he was talking about how, ways to go deeper, ways to let go, ways to surrender more. And for him, obviously a big part of the monk culture is fasting. There's a lot of spirituality, a lot of faith-based organizations, religion. They talk about the idea of fasting. And even in yoga practice, even in other mindfulness circles, a lot of people touch on the idea of fasting for different reasons, right? Different beliefs, what you get from it. For me, like I said, I wanted to challenge myself mentally and to kind of suffer a little bit. So yeah, a lot of people get a lot of different things out of it. And for me, I just wanted to look inward. I wanted to challenge my mind. I wanted to overcome my mind. For me, I've been doing a lot of mind work again, just trying to rewire my brain, set my intentions for good, for love, and then just block out negative limiting beliefs. And so that was part of it. And then just to listen to the stillness, to feel the hunger, right? To accept the hunger, but to let it know that it doesn't control me, and to lean into my faith, knowing that I'm going to be okay. I will be provided for. There's other energy sources within me that it's not dependent on food. So that was part of why, I decided to. Like I said, he touched on it. He said that he fasted in the book, and for some reason that lit a trigger. And I'm like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm fasting. And so I said that about 5 a.m. I didn't eat dinner. The night before I had a late dinner. We got home from the beach. It was a long day. Ate dinner around 7:30. I called it 8 p.m. And so I started my fast on a Sunday night at 8 p.m. I went on through the day that morning, got back home, did my normal prayer, meditation, journaling, and I set my intentions on, why do I want to fast? What's my intention for this? What am I maybe looking to get out of it? And, throughout the day, hunger slowly started to kick in, right? About noon, 1 o'clock, it really kicked in. And for me, it was just telling myself, I'm not hungry. I don't need food. I'm okay. I have energy. Now, I still drank water and drank coffee, so it wasn't a true 100% fast. But in the terms of no food, I love food, right? If you know me, I'm a foodie. I usually do intermittent fasting from 6 p.m. until 10 a.m. Some days I eat a little bit later. Some days I start early, obviously, depending on the day. But I love food. I'm a good food junkie kind of guy. I eat healthy, but I just love to eat a lot. That's a problem in and of itself. And that was part of why fasting is that I just wanted to reset my digestive system as well and just give it a good flush, a good clean, really just kind of eat away the fat there for a day. But yeah, as the day progressed, I did get hungrier, but I also noticed my energy level spiked and it started to rise, and my awareness for things, my sensitivity to my senses was starting to rise. As the day progressed, I felt great. Hunger was there, but I just kind of acknowledged it, felt it, pushed it aside. And then on my way home, I pulled into our community. I rolled down the windows, turned off the music, and the sounds that I was hearing were kind of like hearing for the first time. There was distinct noises that I was picking up on that I never heard before, or maybe not as in detail. So my senses, mid-afternoon into the evening, really started to kick in. They were heightened. They were fully aware. And that was cool. That was a surreal moment. An interesting moment, right? I didn't expect that to come of it. And so got home. Family was starting to eat dinner. The smells of the food, right? That was very tempting, very challenging. But once again, I told myself, I'm not hungry. I'm okay. I'm calm this far. I'm going to keep going. So yeah, I got through that. Dinner time rolled through. Kids had their snacks later. Got them in bed, and then I felt the urge to go for a walk. I was so intrigued and fascinated by how my senses were heightened. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the touch. Even when I would rub my fingers together, it felt like a different noise. And so I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go for a walk. I'll be back in a little bit. She's like, all right. It was about 7 o'clock, 7:30. Was just walking on the sidewalk. Then all of a sudden I got the feeling to go to the beach. So I just walked to the beach. Yeah, the sun was coming down. I looked up. The moon was out. The stars were coming out. The ocean was just full of energy. There's a big swell right now, big southern swell coming in. So there was a lot of power coming in off the ocean. And it was just a surreal moment. I could just feel it, the energy. I could feel my senses, the smell, the sounds. They were more distinct, more aware, more heightened. It was, I think, I don't know the full explanation for it, but, when the hunger was there, I think that was my mind's way, my body's way of looking away from the hunger and focusing on other things that were happening, right? Other surroundings. And so I just sat in that moment for about 15, 20 minutes, just mindful of it, aware of it, grateful for it, right? I said some prayers, did a little mini meditation, and I was just present in the moment. And it was cool. It was exciting. And then I went back home, and that was 24 hours. But, I was like, you know what? Let's get through the night. Let's sleep it over. Let's sleep it off and wake up in the morning refreshed, and we'll hit the gym and we'll go. Well, the night was a little rough. I woke up a few times and I was kind of hungry. Wasn't the best night's sleep, but I stuck with it. I told myself I was going to do it. It was a way I could hold myself accountable. I could check a to-do list off and just feel, accomplished for the task that I set out to do. And so sure enough, I woke up in the morning, 4 a.m. I gave myself a reward. I had a banana on the way to the gym, and the banana tasted a little different. I appreciated it a little bit more. It was more flavorful. I walked to the gym, got my workout in. I was definitely tired. I could feel my body being exhausted. And yeah, I got home, did my normal morning routine. Kids woke up about 6 a.m. and I had some toast and a couple eggs and broke my fast. And when I was eating that breakfast, just like the banana, there was a different level of gratitude, of thankfulness, of appreciation. the taste. I was savoring the taste, the bite. In the moment, I was talking to one of the littles and just thankful for my food. And so, yeah, as I reflected throughout the day and journaled on it, it just made me have an appreciation for food, right? I went a day without it, a day and a half. And then when I started to eat again, I was just grateful that I have access to food like this, right? I have access. I can eat whenever I want. One of my main sources is I don't have to worry about it, right? One of the main factors of living is I get that very comfortably. And so it just gave me a deeper appreciation, a deeper gratitude for that. Because there's a lot of people in this world that go hungry, that starve, right? And so that was part of it. And just saying thank you, right? For just being able to have access to food. And yeah, when I did journal too, I thought maybe, going into it, I thought I'd get this big grand awakening, this awareness. But what I realized too is that when I set out for it, was I truly letting go, right? Was I truly just in the moment doing it for no external reasons, not even internal reasons, right? But knowing and trusting that there would be some insight. But I think what I realized is when I was journaling and reflecting is that I wasn't fully letting go either, right? I was still attached to an idea, an outcome of doing it for a reason versus just doing it to be, right? Doing it to let go and allowing whatever comes. If something comes, great. If something doesn't come, just as great, right? So it was just kind of a reaffirmation for me, just letting me know, hey, you can intend to do something. You can set your intentions, but then also don't focus on the outcomes. Don't worry about the outcomes. Even if it's a good outcome you want, right? Even if it's something great, trust the process and let the process unfold as it should. So for me, yeah, I'll definitely be doing a fast again. Next time I'm going to go hardcore. I'm going to go no food, no water, and no coffee to really give it a shot. And so, yeah, I encourage you to do an intermittent fasting, right? It doesn't even have to be food. It can be social media. It could be TV. It could be Netflix. It could be junk food. Just take away something that you're used to for a certain amount of time, for a day, whatever it may be, and just recognize what your life is like without it. You focus your energy, your mind goes to different places. You might have more awareness. You might have a different perspective on an outcome. You're going to see things differently. You're going to feel things different, right? And that's what life is becoming for me, is feeling your feelings, your emotions internally, right? Like, what does that feel like? Ooh, man, that's good stuff right there. So yeah, I encourage you to get out there, try it, do that, grow, push yourself, challenge yourself, whatever it may look like, because I love a good challenge. Because it's in those moments when we challenge ourselves that we can improve yourself and improve your life. Until next time.